This adventure is a two-part series that takes us from Texas to Juneau and then to Skagway, Alaska. Domestic plains, tight quarters, 2,000 feet deep glacier fjords, beautiful landscapes. Wow, I can hardly wait to watch this episode. We are going to meet a good friend at Fat Salmon Charters, Captain Joe Warchuk. He said the King Salmon have been a little elusive, but they're beginning to move now, and we ought to get on the plane. Downrigging in 2,000 feet deep fjords? He said it's like hunting. Will we get to catch the famed King Salmon? Let's get on the airplane and find out.
We're heading to Alaska, the final frontier. Texas to Juneau. We hugged the channel. We saw some amazing glaciers. We saw some majestic mountains. Absolutely epic. Everything we had hoped for and more. And the best part, we're not done yet.
Skagway's a quaint little city in a narrow glaciated valley. It is the most northern fjord on the south coast of Alaska, and it's 90 miles north of Juneau, which is Alaska's capital.
It was building. We're almost there. This is it. We're in Skagway,
Alaska.
Down rigging, brother?
Yeah, we're gonna send this one down to 100.
Captain Joe gets us set up and walks us through the rigging.
Lately, they've been hitting a lot more blues. So we're gonna go with blue on the flasher, blue on the lure.
Glaciers create fjords, which are long, narrow inlets with seriously high, steep cliffs. Glaciers carve U-shaped valleys in the surrounding bedrock. Truly amazing.
Downrigging for king salmon. We're using flashers and artificial baits, and we're basically using these Scotty downriggers at about 100 feet down with a cannonball. So this line essentially goes straight down to the cannonball and then out behind the boat. We're setting 3 of these on at the same time and trolling at a fairly slow speed. All right, and we're working different depths to try to find where these fish are. They're not always going to be at the same depth, so it's a matter of searching, right?
Yeah, you just gotta kind of change things around. They're gonna be active at a different depth depending on the weather. If we get a lot of rain, the visibility is gonna drop, so you need to go a little deeper. Sunshine will send them a little deeper, and then north wind kind of just makes it difficult in general.
All right. Well, here's rod number 3, Joe.
Thank you,
Let's
sir.
send it down and get ready for the hookup. Downrigger popped up, swimming towards me, or he's off. Come on, baby. He's there.
Joe gets us on some fish right out of the gate in 800 foot of water, but the size wasn't what we came all this way for. Will the big fish come out to play? We persevere, for as I always say, twice the size.
Got this rigged up. You do not set the hook. Just constant pressure. Constant pressure. It's not a monster, but another good fish. All right, pretty fish, but we're looking, as I always say, for twice the size. He's shaking the head, he's running now. Rod bend in action. Joe, we don't want to get tangled here.
Over here, guys.
We're making a turn. There he is in the water. We're looking for bigger fish, but look at the beauty.
Skagway is popular for cruise ships. The tourist trade is big. The White Pass and the Yukon Route Railroad had historical mining operations. If you like to read novels, look for The Call of the Wild or The Guardian.
Alaska, it's the largest state in the United States, and it's over twice the size of Texas, where we come from. And Skagway is, got beautiful shops, wonderful mountains all around the whole city, and it's the largest incorporated city in Alaska. Skagway has 796 residents. There's no hospital and there's no doctors. So you got to factor those things in a small town environment. Like I was saying earlier, reel down the slack. When you feel tension, use the rod to pull him back. Some people just start cranking and keep cranking, or they stop when they feel lightness. See, he's swimming toward me right now. I mean, you just have to kind of think about what is the fish doing so you can work him. Oh yeah, look at that torqued up rod. Oh, here he's taking a run.
Oh yeah, we're on now, almost 20 pounds. These are some beautiful fish, rod-bending action. Share your big fish Alaskan adventure with us. Where did you go and how big were the fish? Share it in the comments below.
All right, Joe, we've been working this water for about 30 minutes now, 40 minutes. We caught some good fish. The big one showed up. What do you think the poundage is on this one?
This one's probably around 18, 19 pounds. I think the difference was peeling off that flasher. This one hit naked bait. We were hitting small fish. Took off the flasher and bam, big fish. So we'll see on the next one.
Stick them out there, Joe. Show everybody what we got. Bottom line is the flashers were drawing a little bit too much attention and the fish were turned off. The bigger fish want naked bait. All that means it's a sardine with hooks. Trailed out, what, about 60 feet down?
We were 90 feet on this one.
90 feet down. All right, good fish, good fish.
Yeah.
Let's do it again.
See this here, Dave? This is adipose fin. This depicts a wild versus a hatchery fish. So that's the only unique thing about this. This is a wild king. Probably from the Chilkat River Valley, maybe Skagway. Who knows?
Excellent eating right there.
Oh yeah. We'll find out tonight.
Nice. I'm here with Aaron with the Fish and Game Department here in Alaska in Skagway. We're going to collect some broodstock of king salmon. Aaron, do you do this annually?
Yep, every year the fish return up Pullen Creek here. We catch them in a trap called a weir. We're going to separate them out, find out which ones are female and male. We're collecting it for a sport fishing enhancement project here to keep it going. It's a Skagway hatchery project. Yep. So that was it, huh?
Wildlife management. It's always been important to me in Texas. They do it the same way right here in Alaska.
King salmon are a prized North Pacific food. A good fish is 22 pounds, but a monster can weigh twice that much. They can swim 2,000 miles up the Yukon. They are an awesome fish.
Catch this one in the net.
Thank you, Aaron. Good job.
Thanks.
Thanks for me showing what the Fish and Game does here in Alaska.
No problem, Dave. Anytime.
With fish 19.
Yeah, we caught 19 fish today. But you know, he was a lot heavier at first. And look at that. He's a small guy. Pretty though, look at that. Look at that water. What's the visibility you think, Joe? About 4 or 5 feet?
Visibility about 4 or 5 feet until you get to about 30. Then it gets a little...
Another king. Joe and I are catching fish in numbers. We're going to upgrade the size. No reason to set the hook. Just pull back and let the hook do the work.
He's there.
He's swimming toward the boat. You know, it looked like there's nothing there, but Joe's right. Look, he's swimming right toward the boat. Oh yeah, king salmon, not the big one we wanted, but a good fun fight, right Joe?
That's nice. As long as you're catching, eventually the size will come.
Another king salmon. We're looking for big fish. You know, you can't usually tell how big a fish is right out of the gate. In other words, you got to fight him for a little while, like he's coming to the boat, but sometimes they almost don't know they're hooked. Oh yeah, there he is, in the net. As Joe pointed out earlier, there's sometimes a little fin back here, an adipose fin right by my thumb. Take a look at this salmon. There's no fin on the top section of his body. So this is a hatchery fish. You won't see too many of these down in Alaska. They're mainly natural fish that bred in these waters. Next time.
So Dave, we just want to clear that downrigger right there if you want to hit that green button. This is a nice fish. Taking a little bit of line. Oh, this is a keeper, I think.
Oh yeah.
Okay, this one has some seal scars on it. You good?
Good fish.
Yeah, it's a beautiful fish.
Oh yeah, we got a good fish. We're right here near the bottom. We're at about 120 feet, 130 feet. I come up to 96 foot. Boom, we thought the cannonball, or in this case the Scotty ball came off. No, 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 it's a good fish. This could be the best fish of the day. I can't make headway the way this drag is set. All right, he's probably gonna get a second burst of it. Look at this fish in the water. Oh yeah. Now this is where people can make a mistake. I'm just gonna try to bring him up so we can see him. Look at that fish. You know, let the rod fight the fish. Listen to that zing. There he is. Look at this fish in the net. Now you see what Joe did? He aggressively went for the fish.
Oh, nice one.
Look at that. High five, baby. That's what we did
fish,
for, man.
Right on.
Now, that is a king. A big king salmon right here. Caught him in shallow water up against the bank where the drop-off occurs. There's a little flap there and a little bump. So we were kind of monitoring with the depth gauge. We're monitoring what's down below. We found structure, we found change in bottom type, and we found the big dog.
Wow, we saw whales, seals, and we fished in 90 to 130 foot of water. That's where the fish were. Captain Joe did not disappoint. It was a day of rod bending action. If you enjoyed this episode, stay tuned for the Alaskan King Salmon Adventure Part 2 coming up next.